Alright, so I know I probably named this video something along the lines of Danganronpa Smash or Pass the Sun, but hear me out, right? So you know how like when you're a little kid, you look at 18-year-olds and they look like full-grown adults to you, right? And then you turn 18 and they just look like you. So you see them and you see, a young adult just like I, right? Or if you still think of yourself as younger at that time, they're still like a late teen like I am, right? And then you turn into an adult and you look at 18-year-olds and they start to look more and more young to you, right? Past a certain threshold of age, you look at 18-year-olds and they just look like babies to you. Like they look to you the way that 12-year-olds look to 18-year-olds. I am not exaggerating. This is kind of the same thing with these characters. Like when you're over the age that I am, which I'm not willing to admit to on camera on the internet, these characters start to look like babies. So instead of doing a smash or pass, fuck that. We're doing how many people I would be willing to sacrifice to adopt them as my child because of how cute they are. I think that's a concept that makes a lot of sense to me. You know what I mean? So let's get ranking, I guess. Owori. Owori is a very cute character. I like her a lot. This is gonna be something that comes back with a lot of these characters, but like I like this character a lot because she's very cute, but I wish she wasn't sexualized in the way that she is. Because once again, I'm old, so these characters just look to me the way that 12-year-olds look to the average Danganronpa fan. So I'll put it here. I'm gonna put her here. You know what I mean? She would go up here realistically, but like, I don't know. I just don't like the way the game treats her. Um, Anji Yonaga is one of the few Danganronpa characters that still comes off like an adult to me, but like, if I had, cause, like, it's a little bit awkward because like she reads as much older than 16, but she's 16. So how much would I be willing to sacrifice to adopt her as my child? You know what I mean? I'll put her in fails to awaken my paternal instincts, despite the fact that I really like this character. It's just I just can't imagine her in that situation. Like I can't imagine that woman doesn't pay her taxes. You know what I mean? Asohina, she's adorable. I guess kind of the same as a warrior, right? I can't imagine how to say this. The way that the game sexualizes her just prevents me from seeing her in that light. You know what I mean? It feels a little awkward, so she doesn't quite like get to top tier. Togami, fuck that guy, man. I love him from the bottom of my heart, right? But fuck that man, seriously. Celestia is a little bit of a Chunibyo, which I think is always gonna be like a little cute. You know what I mean? Uh, she comes off a little bit older than 16, so I can't imagine her as like my little baby. But like, I'd put her here. You know what I mean? I'd consider it. She is really adorable, and she comes off once again a little bit like a true Nebio, so still a little bit like baby man who is adorable. I would sacrifice a lot of lives for her. Not that many, not that many, like two or three. Nanami's really cute, but like, I don't really care about her a lot. Is that weird to say? I feel like that's a hot take only I have had. I'm not seeing niggas talk about this. I don't like Nanami that much. I don't dislike her, it's just hard to care. Anyway, Chihiro, full disclaimer, I'm gonna use he, him for him. I don't know if that's general consensus. The character is like obviously written by people who are transphobic on accident because they don't know what a trans woman is. But remove that context and he's just kind of adorable. Uh, I think I would sacrifice a lot for this little man. You know what I mean? I would. I really would. He's very cute. He does awaken the paternal instinct that you get towards anyone who is younger than 22 when you reach past a certain threshold of age, where you look at that person, you're like, oh my god, I want to see them grow up so bad. You know what I mean? Chihiro awakens that in me. You know what I mean? The Ultimate Imposter. The Ultimate Imposter is a character that I really like, but he's one of those characters who doesn't come off like a child that much, so fails to awaken my paternal instincts. I don't dislike them. I actually like them a lot. They're, I think, maybe my favorite character from Danganronpa 2, which I know that's a hot take. I mean, it's between them or Hinata or Komeda, actually. Anyway, fails to awaken my paternal instincts, partially because they're, like, emotionally mature enough that they don't really come off that much like a little kid. Alright? Uh, why are there two of them? Anyway, Kuzuryu. I mean, he's cute, I guess. Not particularly so. Thing is, he's a little bit of a shithead kid. Like, I kind of hate him, but I also really love him. You know what I mean? I guess that averages to, like, fails to awaken my paternal instinct, which is weird because he comes off so much like a little baby man, right? He comes off so much like a child, partially because of the way that he's shaped. Yet, nope, doesn't do it for me. Now, Gokuhara, on the other hand, that's a baby man right there. That's a baby man. It puts me off that he is 16 years old and three times my size, but like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go on a little tangent. Can we stop little kids from growing up like that? I'm tired of like going on my walks, walking past a local high school and seeing 16-year-olds, no, 15-year-olds that are like heads and shoulders above me, man. You know what I mean? That's fucked up. I don't think that should be legal. You know what I mean? You can't even drive yet, young man. Get the fuck down from there. Anyway, Gokuhara, I like him a lot. He's very adorable. He's very cute. Oh shit, Tanaka. Tanaka's a Chinibyo. By default, that's cute. I'm putting him here. You know what I mean? It makes me very happy when he smiles, and it makes me very happy when he role plays. He's a very cute character. I like Chunibyo type characters a lot, by the way. I think they're adorable. Hinata is a mess. Hinata is like a very mentally unstable kid. You know what I mean? Hinata is like kid who works the hardest in the class but gets the worst grades in spite of the fact that he works the hardest in the class, and that's like too relatable for me, so I'm gonna put him in Fails to Awaken My Paternal Instincts because it's so me that it's a little bit unrelatable. Like it's a little bit excuse me, it's a little uncomfortable how relatable it is, you know what I mean? He's like the type of kid to spend like 6 hours studying for a test that no one else in his class like studied for, and then he gets the worst grade in the class. You know what I mean? Anyway. This fucking guy, I forgot bro's name. Kind of a shithead kid. I think he gets held back by the fact that I don't like the way that he's written. You know what I mean? Also, the fact that he doesn't come off like a child definitely doesn't participate into that. Shit, I forgot her name too. She's adorable. I like her. She's not a super interesting character. It's hard to care that much about her. But she's very cute. She's been through a lot, and I want her to smile really, really bad. You know what I mean? So definitely in this tier. Not quite on the top tier. She's not that cute, but she's cute. You know what I mean? Shithead kid. We don't even talk about Tsuyoshi. Miyoda! Miyoda is adorable. Miyoda is my everything. I don't think I could put into words how much I love Miyoda, right? Miyoda, and I think this is an experience that's like pretty universal to like older Danganronpa fans, right? Like if you're over the age of 30 and you played Danganronpa while you were at the very least like 25 or older, you probably see Miyoda the same way that I do, which is like adorable little cinnamon roll baby man who deserves none of the wrong that was done to her. You know what I mean? Also, unironically, she is more emotionally mature than most of the cast of Danganronpa 2, or potentially Danganronpa as a whole, which is very funny. I'm not kidding, by the way. But she is very dumb and very cute, and I like that. You know what I mean? She's one of those characters who feels like she purposefully amps up the goofiness of her character to, like, bring tension down in any situation that's, like, scary or tense. And I like that because it implies even more emotional maturity from her, while still, you know, having her come off like a little fucking baby man. You know what I mean? I would sacrifice thousands to see her smile once more. Shit. I forgot your name too. I don't care about him. He's alright. Now, shit, is this? Okay, so that's actual Junko, and this is gonna be, Ikusaba. There you go. Junko Enoshima. I don't know where I'd put her, man. Like, her design is adorable. Like, she's very cute. You know what I mean? She's like, in terms of vibe, she's like 16-year-old girl who is like very much a baby and is convinced that she's like more emotionally mature than she actually is, but she isn't because girl, you don't even pay taxes yet. All right, back to the sandbox with you. And that's just a character archetype that works on me. Once again, there's the fact that she's so sexualized by the series that it's a little bit off-putting because once again, she looks to me the way that 12-year-olds look to you guys, right? So I guess that averages out to here. But she is, like, really cute. She's a deeply fucked up person, you know what I mean? And I feel like she would ruin my life, but she is just so cute, I might let it happen. You know what I mean? I might let it happen. Oh, I'm not saying I would let it happen, I'm saying there's a possibility. Kibo... It's kind of hard to care about Kibo that much, right? Fails to awaken my paternal instincts. One of those characters that barely comes off like a kid anyway. Akamatsu. Akamatsu is really cute. Akamatsu is kind of my everything. She's adorable. She's so cute. I like her. I like the relationship that she has with Saihara a lot. You know what I mean? These two are very cute together. I kind of ran out of shit to say about Akamatsu, but I want to talk about her because she's just so cute. I don't think she quite breaks into like the top because like the top is characters that I look at and I get a particular feeling of warmth in my heart that I don't get with these niggas. You know what I mean? Akamatsu doesn't quite break into top tier. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Momota! Keita Momota. Luminary of the Stars. I kind of don't care about him. Like, he's cute. You know what I mean? But, like, he doesn't awaken my paternal instincts in the way that he probably would. Like, he's very immature. Like, the way he's written definitely comes off like a little kid, but not like an endearing one. You know what I mean? Uh, I really like Kirigiri. I think Kirigiri is one of my favorite Danganronpa characters, but she doesn't awaken my paternal instincts at all. You know what I mean? Personality-wise and appearance-wise, she just comes off too much like an adult. Like, if I had, like, I wouldn't sacrifice that many souls to adopt her as my child because she feels about as much of an adult as I do, and I'm in my 30s. So, like, like, that's just too awkward of a relationship to have with someone. Like, honestly, yeah, nah, she doesn't even feel like a child at all. So, nope, not at all. Tojo's kind of the same thing. She's a little, she is adorable. She does have, like, she does fall to the archetype of, like, character who is a child but has way too many responsibilities, like, thrust onto her, which is a very appealing kind of character. You know what I mean? Like, conceptually, I would want to, like, would want to, like, sell her down and give her, like, a video game or some shit to spend, like, a day to relax in. You know what I mean? Or something like that, because she's just a very stressed out kid. But at the same time, look at the way she looks visually, and the fact that she is like 5'9". That woman is 2 whole inches taller than me. It's so hard for me to see this character and see a child in her, and that's a little off-putting to me. Oma, shithead kid. I love him from the bottom of my heart. That's a shithead fucking kid. I hate that guy. Oh, well, finally, someone for the death by hanging tier. I don't really care about Korekiyo. The Nazi cosplay thing that he has is a really cool character design aspect, but like at the same time, I don't want to interact with that. You know what I mean? This might be a hot take, but I actually really like Kawada. I feel like Kawada is a character who by default wasn't going to be interesting in the context of a series like Danganronpa, right? But if he was just like a character in some slice of life anime, he is exactly the kind of character that I'd go, aw, that's a cute kid, and just wish he had a good life. You know what I mean? He's not particularly adorable. Like, it's hard to care that much about him, but I'll put him here. Koizumi. Koizumi is kind of... Koizumi is kind of my everything. Every time she smiles, I get a feeling of positivity in my heart that is hard to equal. You'll notice that, ironically, the top tier is full of some of the most emotionally mature characters. I guess what I'm saying is, I don't actually, I don't actually find kids cute at all. I think I just like these guys because they're like adorable in the way that they are written, but they don't feel annoying in the way that kids are bound to. You know what I mean? Because once again, those are some of the most emotionally mature characters in Danganronpa, right? I know that sounds insane to say, but isn't that not true? Maybe not of Lukuhara, but in general, these three, you know? This chick, I forgot her name. Makiro? Yeah, her first name's Maki. I forgot her last name, though. She's cute. I like her. Once again, she kind of has, like, the same thing as Tojo, where, like, kid who has, like, a lot of responsibilities thrust upon her. You know what I mean? That's something that I care about. It means a lot to me. I think that's adorable. I want her. I want her to smile, and I want to be the reason why she smiles. Like heartily, I just have that desire. You know what I mean? She's not so cute that she goes up there, but I like her a lot. You know? Naegi. Ain't nobody give a fuck about Naegi, dog. Ain't nobody give a fuck. Did I already rank Nekomaru? Okay, we're not ranking Mekamaru as a separate instance. Fuck off. We're doing Nekomaru. Nekomaru Nidai. I mean, I like him okay. Ironically, in spite of his visual design, he does come off a lot like a kid. But he just doesn't awaken my paternal instincts. He's just like a very like annoying character, and I have a high tolerance for getting annoyed, so it just kind of means that I don't care about him. But he is like annoying, like actively annoying. Mikan Tsumiki. Now hold on, let me just add a row above. There you go. Just change the color to like this. Okay. There is no end to the flow of blood and there you go, and gore that I would cause, comma, the anguish I would bring upon the world, oh, hold on, and my own self. Yep. How much hatred I would willingly incur, how much of the vile nature of humanity I would strip bare. I would do it all 1,000 times over if it meant I got to see her smile just once more. There you go. And we're putting Tsumiki right up there. This character is adorable, man. She's so fucking cute, and it makes me so mad that the game spends so much of its screen time sexualizing her. She is okay, so she is like a little bunny, right? Imagine the reaction that normal people have when they look at a cute little bunny, right? Bunnies are prey animals, so they get scared very easily, right? Frankly, bunnies are little bitches, right? They're cowards. You look at a bunny too hard, they get scared. They get startled and shit. You know what I mean? But at the same time, she's got that side where she's like genuinely a pretty manipulative person, and that's like an aspect of her character that was developed specifically because that's the only way that she got to feel safe. You know what I mean? Which reeks of like a character who's gone through so much trauma and suffering, and the fact that she looks so adorable and cute and that she has the vibes of a little bunny just awakens something in me that is so carnal. Like I don't think I can put that into words to an extent that can explain how much I love Tsumiki. I love Tsumiki to an extent that words can't explain. I want that little woman to smile so much. I want that. I don't think I can explain it. I don't have the verbiage for it. You know what I mean? English is like my second language. I don't have the words. There's so many languages that I have some experience in, right? I speak French fluently. I speak English fluently. I can hold a conversation in Spanish. I used to be really good at Russian. And yet, through all the languages that I've learned and learned to somewhat speak okay in, I don't think there is a single one where there is a word that can come close to looking in the direction of correctly assessing just how much love I have in my heart for Mikan Tsumiki. I love that little woman. She is my everything. Please don't sexualize her. I don't think I can handle seeing ecchi of her. I think it would break me. She's baby. Please don't do that. Shit. Iruma. I don't care about her. I don't care about you. I like Ikusaba. She's really cute. She kind of has like child who's gone through way too much that I want to be the light in the day of. You know what I mean? Honestly, I'm putting her here. That seems weird to put her above all these niggas, but like you get it, right? She does come off that way. Komeda. Does Komeda doesn't awaken my paternal instincts. I think Komeda's too funny to me. You know what I mean? It's like hard to take his character seriously because he's too funny. Peikoyama. I like Peikoyama a little bit. I don't like her that much, but like the fact that she needs to learn to see her own value as a human being is like something that is very cute and adorable, and I like that character concept. You know what I mean? It's not something they actually dive into in the games. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a part of her character arc that she ever gets to resolve. But the whole idea that she has to learn to see herself as a whole-ass person who is entitled to respect and love and shit like that, and not just a tool for her family's, like, purposes. Excuse me. It's something that's pretty cool, and I fuck with that. Amami's kind of cute. I think that's all. You know what I mean? He's not got like a particularly tragic backstory or anything, and he's not got a particularly cute design. I like him a lot. I think he falls in the same category of Kirigiri, where like if he was like 10 years older, he might be like hot, like a Smash and a Smash or Pass, but like that's a little baby man. He's 16 or some shit. This nigga's another character that comes off as an adult. He just doesn't awaken my paternal instincts because I see him and I see a 26-year-old man. You know what I mean? Which, like, still young, but you know. Ogami. Ah, fuck. I think Ogami's up there. She's so cute. She has so much responsibility that she has thrust onto her own goddamn self. You know what I mean? Ogami has a little bit of that aspect of like, and this is like a very particular trope, but it works wonders on me, right? This is how you make me lose my mind about a character who is so cute, right? You have this kid who is a kid, but because of the way that their body is shaped, they come off like an adult and they just default to taking on the responsibilities and emotional maturity of an adult in spite of the fact they are not one. This is kind of what's happening with Agami, and in my mind, that makes her adorable. You know what I mean? I really like that little lady. She means everything to me. Shit, I forgot her name. I have her first name though, Sayaka. I don't really care much about her. She's like a much better written character than people realize. I like her character a lot, but she just doesn't awaken the paternal instincts in me. Maybe a little bit actually. Maybe a little bit. You know what I mean? Like she is like a scared child in a bad situation. You know what I mean? I want to reassure her and pat her on the head and tell her everything's gonna be okay. And I think that alone like warrants her being in They're So Cute I Like Them a Lot tier. Saihara, yeah, obviously. Actually, does she? Nah, Saihara, he doesn't go in top tier, I don't think. But, he definitely makes it to this tier right there. You know what I mean? He's very cute, I like him a lot. He has the same thing as Mizuno going on, where, he's very cute, and I want to give him a pat on the head and reassure him that, it's all gonna get better eventually. You know what I mean? In the case of Saihara, I don't believe it for a second, but, you know. He's gonna get better, I hope. Soda, shithead kid. I don't really care much about him, if I'm being honest. He's kind of funny sometimes, I guess. I don't know. He does feel like a kid. I'll give you that much. You know what I mean? It does feel like I'd have to pull him aside and tell him to not be that weird to Nevermind, but you know. Speaking of Sonya Nevermind, she's cute. I like her. There's not much that I have to say about her. She's just kind of adorable. Uh, I like that she's into horror movies, right? That's a cute character aspect. I like her a lot. I don't think she should be allowed to watch those. She's still a little kid, but you know, I like her. I forgot this character's name. I don't care. Once again, better written than most people acknowledge, but I don't really care much about Tenko. There you go. I forgot her last name. Chashibara, something like that. I couldn't tell you. Death by hanging for Hanamura. No one likes Hanamura. I get it. You know what I mean? Completely understand it. The fact that he's one of the only characters that doesn't come off like a child in a game that is mostly children, does not help. And also, look at who I put in fucking top tier, man. That's like the lightning rod for bullying and sexual harassment. Where do you think I'm gonna put the sexually harassing bully? Of course, there you go. Do I rank? Ah, shit. I forgot her name and Genocide Jack separately. You know what? I'm gonna do that. Genocide Jack scares me, but I love her. You know what I mean? Like, how would I say this? No, she goes down this tier first off. I like her a lot. I think it's very cute the way that she behaves. That said, she would murder me. You know what I mean? I'm pretty and I'm a man. So yeah, no, I would die. But to an extent, like if I had to rank all the ways that I could hypothetically die, I think this is like a top 10% like best ways to die. It's that or bleeding out in the snow after having saved the life of my wife. You know what I mean? That's like in terms of like the ways that I want to die. You know, uh, regular her though. I mean, doesn't really. No, you know what? She's got issues. She's got issues, and I don't dislike that. She's like a kid who has way too much on her plate. She's either here or here. I'm gonna put her here. You know? Toko. There you go. I don't know why her last name isn't coming to me. For some of these characters, I remember their last names, and for some of these characters, I remember their first names. I'm very bad with names, and the fact that I only remember one out of the two is very inconvenient. It's kind of hard to care. I really like the ending of V3. The ending of V3 is like my favorite thing that Danganronpa has done. You know what I mean? and I like the purpose that Shirogane serves, but it's hard to care about Shirogane herself all that much. You know what I mean? There's definitely parallels to the way that Junko is in terms of how her personality is, but the fact that she's actually like purpose driven makes her arguably less interesting as pure evil than Enoshima is, and none of that particularly participates to her being like more cute or anything. So there's that. And this is gonna be controversial. I'm putting him all the way up here. You know what I mean? I know that he's like 23 or some shit, but he does come off like a little kid, like a little baby man. Like I want him to tap him. I want to tap him on the shoulder and to reassure him that everything's gonna be okay, so he can calm down a little bit easier. You know what I mean? I want to better this man's life in a way that is going to have reverberations throughout his adult life. You know what I mean? He is very cute. He is very baby man, and in spite of the fact that he is one of the only like actual adults in this entire thing, he does come off like a little baby man that I would sacrifice at least some human lives to see smile. And that's a very hot take. I acknowledge that people don't like this nigga. So going down the list, hold on a second. Let me just add row above, add row above. Let me just do a little something. Gap. There you go. And gray as well. Gap. There you go. I care a lot about Mika and Tsumiki. I feel like I'm being very subtle about that. You know what I mean? I guess that's it. Is there anything that really stands out as like a character that I misplaced? This kind of turned into like characters that I like, I guess, but I don't know. Whatever. Originally, I wanted to do a Danganronpa Smash or Pass, but once again, these characters, like, they literally look and come off to me the way that 12-year-olds look and come off to the average Danganronpa fan, so that's just not, that's too uncomfortable of a concept, you know what I mean? Also, it would all be passes except these two who would, and these three, excuse me, who would maybe be in if they were 10 years older tier, you know what I mean? But like that's it. So so that's an insane video concept. I guess I'm done talking about Danganronpa now. Goodbye.